Today is day 3 of wellness, and I'm going to be sharing all kinds of wellness tips, wellness hacks to help you have better hormone health going into the new year. So, today I am sharing 5 tips that have really changed the way that I work out or that I exercise for better hormone health. And so I'm going to dig into that. But if you are new around here, I'm Shantae. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit the like button, introduce yourself in the comments, and if you are trying to get your hormones together, if you're like me, you are surviving fibroids, then make sure that you subscribe. Okay, so let's jump right into it. I stuck my little notes up here. So, the first thing that I started doing differently, well, first of all, let me tell you about like my old mindset or philosophy behind exercise. So, in the past, in my early 20s, I was like a cardio queen. I might even be doing some two-a-days when I'm really trying to lose weight. I was just out here just working out like crazy. And something that I noticed is that I would have to work really, 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 really hard to lose very little weight. And after I really got on this journey of trying to improve my hormone health, trying to shrink fibroids naturally, I actually realized that the way I was previously working out was actually doing more damage and more harm, and that was part of the reason why I wasn't really able to lose weight, and I was holding on to a lot of stubborn fat. Now, since I've been on this journey, I've really been able to hone in on what actually works, what's more effective for my workouts, and for my goals. So, just for context, I am kind of in a fat loss journey, also simultaneously. I don't really want to say a weight loss journey because I'm not particularly trying to get down to a certain number necessarily. I'm just really trying to decrease my body fat. And so in the last year, like literally, I think I really started this last November. I have done some things very consistently, and these are the things that I think that have made the biggest impact when it comes to, not stressing your body out, not putting more stress on your body, but also still being able to get rid of that excess fat. So, one of the main things that I have done differently that I didn't do in the past is weight training. I honestly, it has not been one of my favorite things. I don't love lifting weights, but I love the way that it makes me look. And so that's why I keep doing it. So if you are someone who is trying to have better hormone health, meaning you are trying to, again, get rid of some excess fat so your body is not storing toxins, because your body can store toxins in some of that excess fat that you have hanging around. Also, you want to have a more stable blood sugar. You don't want to have those blood sugar spikes, which really just leads you to eating more. You want to keep your appetite under control. Weightlifting is going to be very important for you, or strength training. You don't even necessarily have to lift weights, but you really want to put on a little bit more muscle. You really want to just have a little bit more muscle mass, because what that's going to do is it's going to change your resting metabolic rate. So you will actually burn more calories just because of the amount of calories that your body needs to operate, because muscle has a higher caloric requirement. Also, I'm trying not to like be too nerdy about this. Also, when you are lifting weights, I think did I already say your blood sugar is going to be more stable, because again, your muscle is going to be able to handle any spikes, or it's going to be able to kind of bring those spikes down or stabilize those spikes because you have more muscle on your body. And also, if we're just being honest, I feel like, me personally, I feel like I look better when I have more muscle on me. That's just my personal preference, but you really want to start incorporating that strength training if you are really trying to get your hormones together. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I probably only do strength training 2 days a week now. But even in doing that, I have noticed a big difference. So the next thing that I started doing was moving more throughout the day. So before I was more concerned about just getting a workout in every day. And now I'm actually less concerned about getting a workout in or going to the gym and more so concerned about how much I'm moving throughout the day. And y'all hear me talk about it all the time. One of the ways that I do this is through tracking my steps. So one thing that I notice is that even if I typically go do whatever workout I'm going to do. And during that time, I try to get in half of my steps for the day. So my step goal is 10,000 steps every day. I feel like that, and that is just a magic number for me. Your number might be more, your number might be less, but I really do feel like 10,000 steps is a good solid number for me. And it's because I can get that workout in, but also because I am trying to hit that step goal every day, it kind of reminds me or makes me make sure I'm getting up and moving around so that, I can get those steps in by the end of the day. And so increasing your movement throughout the day is going to do what for you? It's going to improve your blood sugar stabilization, especially after you're eating, getting up and moving. And sometimes for me, that's not even going for a walk outside. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? Let me just clean up so that I can kill two birds with one stone. I can get some movement in, get my blood sugar stabilized after this meal, but also I need to clean up. Now, the next thing that I do is I am careful about, so this next one is really more so for my girls who are dealing with fibroids. This one is really going to be for you. But I am careful about doing ab exercises. So typically my strength training classes or my strength training class, I go to a strength training class. I typically don't work out on my own in the gym anymore. It's just my preference, but I'll go to a class. So typically during those workout classes, there's always a ab section or core section, and crunches or sit-ups are often in those group fitness classes. Now, what I have started doing is when if they do an exercise that is sit-ups or crunches, I do not do those because if you have very large fibroids, it can be very painful for you to do those. Even though I don't necessarily have as large fibroids anymore, or the largest one is not as large, I still don't want to constrict flow to that area, even if it's just for that short period of time. So I'll typically do some other gentler abdominal exercise during that time. So if you do have the larger fibroid tumors, I would really even say if you have fibroids at all, because I don't necessarily consider mine super large right now, but I'm still careful about that just because I don't want to constrict that area and create even more issues. Now, the next thing that I'm really big on and that I think is just as important as working out regularly is making sure that you are recovering. And when I say recovery, what I'm really talking about is making sure that your muscles, your body has some time to actually recover itself, to actually, I don't want to say fix itself, but when you work out, you put you are putting a type of stress on your body, and your body needs time to recover. So what that looks like is, and I know I'm really bad about this, um, doing my stretches before and after, warming up before and after, but making sure you're doing that so your body's already warm. Also, afterwards, now I'm really good about doing some type of recovery afterwards. So I'm typically good about, my gym has a hydro, what do they call it? Hydro massage chairs. I'll go do that. I might even go sit in the sauna. Um, Even sometimes I'll foam roll. If I'm feeling a little bit tight, I'll do like a foam rolling session, something like that. But also in making sure that you are getting a meal that's got some protein and some carbs in there so that your body can recover. Also making sure you are hydrated, making sure you are getting enough sleep, and I also do not work out if or go to the gym if I feel like I didn't get enough sleep, or maybe I had a stressful day. Like sometimes, even if I do work out, I'll do something light. And that is because we want to give our bodies ample enough time to recover. And the last thing that I want you to do, if you are concerned about your hormone health, is maybe rethink doing your high intensity exercises. Now, I know some people are like, because I've spoken to women and helped women who are like, yeah, I really love to run. I feel so much better after I do that. And I do understand that. I understand the science of why you feel better after you do some of those high intensity exercises. However, if your body is already running off stress, maybe you've gone and you've gotten, what do they call it? You've done like the hormone test for your cortisol and it's high, or maybe you just have really, noticeable symptoms of high cortisol, or you just suspect that, maybe your cortisol is high, or you just know that you're stressed and fatigued all the time, you might want to skip out on those hit exercises and do like a low intensity steady state type of exercise instead, which is something like just walking on the treadmill. And the reason for this is because sometimes those high intensity exercises are too stressful for an already stressed body. So we don't want to like deem exercises so stressful, but there are certain types of exercises that are just better than others if you're already dealing with an overly stressed body. And so doing those HIIT classes, going for a run, even lifting super heavy weights, all of those things might not be good for you. Or you might at least want to reconsider doing those exercises when you're in the later luteal phase and when you are bleeding. So, something to think about. If you do have more questions about that, drop them down in the comments. You can also always schedule a coaching call with me. We can create a wellness strategy for you and a wellness strategy to set you up for having better hormone health in the new year. And so thank you guys so much for watching. Let me double check and make sure I didn't have any comments on here. I'm trying to see, because I always forget to turn the little live chat thing on. Okay. I don't see any questions. But again, thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button on this video. Share it with someone that, might be on their wellness journey or they have fibroids. Share this video with them. And I will see you guys tomorrow.